Hello you guys, welcome back to Kian by Design. My name is Kian and this is my DIY home and lifestyle channel. It's been a little while since I've done any DIYing. Last time you guys saw me, I had transformed the very bedroom that I'm sitting in. But today I'm excited to get back into DIYing some home decor because today I'm participating in yet another collab. Yes, this video is going to be part of the Dupe It Yourself challenge hosted by David Owen Creates here on YouTube. And the premise of the Dupe It Yourself challenge is, of course, to recreate high-end home decor on a budget. We were challenged to browse high-end home decor websites and find some pieces that we thought we could dupe ourselves. And today I'm bringing to you guys 4 budget-friendly DIY dupes. And after this video, you can check out all the other creators in this collab by following the link down in the description to the playlist, where you will find a ton more of high-end decor dupes. Before I get into project number 1, if you have not already, I would love if you hit the subscribe button and turned on notifications by ringing the bell down below to be notified every time that I upload a brand new video. And without further ado, let's get to duping. For my first dupe, I'm attempting to recreate this terrazzo clock that I found while browsing on Anthropologie's website. It's an arch clock made out of stone with a terrazzo finish and is originally priced at around $158. Now, I really like the look of this piece, but not that price point, so when I saw this love meter sign at Dollar Tree around Valentine's Day, I knew that this would be the perfect piece to use to recreate this clock. I also picked up a clock mechanism from Michaels and this terrazzo contact paper, which I found at Walmart. I'm first starting by removing the existing dial from the plaque. The hole that was left over by the dial made finding the center of this piece really easy, so I did a dry run with the clock face on the front of the piece. Next, I took a drill bit that's about the same thickness as the front of the clock mechanism and used that to drill a hole where the clock needed to come out. I quickly noticed that my plaque was going to be too thick for the clock to go all the way through, so I'm attempting to create a groove where the clock mechanism can sit inside of. I'm marking a large drill bit with some painter's tape to make sure that I don't drill all the way through the piece, and little by little I'm creating more holes that will eventually become one large opening. As you can see, I did drill a hole through the front, but this will be covered up by the contact paper anyway. Now, there are definitely safer ways to create the hole that I just did. I was just working with what I had on hand, but it did work out in the end and my clock fit through the front of the plaque perfectly. I did another test to make sure that the clock fit, and here is how it looks so far. Now I'm rolling out my contact paper and tracing the shape of my plaque onto the back of it before cutting around it with my X-Acto knife and using the bottom as a straight edge. Next, I'm pulling off the backing from the contact paper, and with a card, I'm going to gradually smooth out the contact paper, making sure to remove all the air bubbles until the entire clock face is covered. To cover the edge, I took the rounded edge of the contact paper and wrapped it around the clock face, and then cut a strip out long enough to cover the sides, making sure to leave some excess. I'm now peeling back the adhesive backing and wrapping it around the side of the clock to create a more complete look. Now, I left some overlap on the back of the clock, so to smooth this out, I'm going to take a pair of scissors and cut several slits into the contact paper before smoothing them out onto the back with my finger. Now it's time to reattach the clock face. I'm just cutting a hole through the contact paper with my X-Acto knife, cutting any excess contact paper away from where the clock protrudes, placing the clock hands on, and that is our completed terrazzo clock. For a price comparison, the original clock on Anthropologie.com was $158, and my version of this clock with the cost of materials only came out to about $17.25, meaning I spent less than $20 to recreate this clock. While it may not be the same size as the original, I feel like it definitely accomplishes the same look for less. My next project is also going to be an Anthropologie dupe. I came across these Sutton taper candlestick holders while browsing their website. They're so cute. I love the geometric shape and the speckling detail. Dollar Tree recently started carrying these geometric glass candle holders, which I thought were a perfect shape to make something similar to these candle holders. First, I am sanding down the glass surface to help spray paint better adhere to my glass candle holders. And I'm first giving them a spray of some stone texture spray paint. Once the stone effect spray paint had dried, I'm going over them again with a primer because I'm going to be painting these a shade of chalky beige. I lost some footage, but I did go back over them one more time with that stone textured spray paint to really bring out that speckle detail. This was a really simple project. I think these candle holders turned out fantastic. Here I am styling them with some taper candles, and I don't think you ever could have guessed that these originally came from Dollar Tree. Let's see how we did. These pieces are unfortunately no longer available on Anthropologie's site, but were originally retailing for about $16 per candlestick. But my version, not including the materials I already had such as the spray paint, only cost me about $2.50. But for just a few dollars in spray paint, you can still accomplish this look on a budget. I hope that you guys are enjoying the projects that you have seen so far, but I want to take a quick moment to remind you that today's video is part of the Dupe It Yourself challenge. This is a collab hosted by David Owen Creates here on YouTube and features several other DIY and home decor creators. Now, I can't wait to see what everyone else in this collab makes, and if you feel the same way, you can check out the playlist in my description box down below to follow along with all the other videos and see all of these creators' amazing projects. Or if you're finding my channel for the first time through this playlist, hello, my name is Kian. This is Kian by Design, my DIY home and lifestyle channel. I post a lot of DIY projects, room transformations, shop with me vlogs, and so on. So if you are new here and you want to see that type of content in your subscription box, hit the red subscribe button down below and be sure to ring the notification bell to be notified every time that I upload. And now, back to your regularly scheduled DIY. Dupe number 3 is inspired by this Isabel planter that I saw at Urban Outfitters. They're these cube-shaped white stone planters that come in a few different sizes. The smaller ones have designs impressed on them, but the one that I'll be recreating for this project is this L-shaped one. It's very sculptural and unique, and I think I've figured out a way to dupe this for rather inexpensive. For the base of this project, I'm using 3 of these Dollar Tree foam dice. I cut a hole on one side of one of the die so this could act as a planter. All I did was hot glue 3 of these cubes together in a shape similar to the planter I was recreating, making sure that the hole was on top. To create the stone texture, I'm taking some Dollar Tree spackling and adding some water to it to get it to a frosting-like consistency. I tried applying the spackling with a popsicle stick, but I quickly realized it would be much easier to just spread the spackling on with a glove. I made sure to coat the entire piece in spackling and let it completely dry before applying a second layer of the spackling. This time I really wanted to focus on the corners and joints and really fill those out so that this looked like one long continuous piece. With both layers of spackling dry, I'm taking some 180 grit sandpaper and sanding the entire surface to make it as smooth as the piece I was replicating. In hindsight, I probably should have painted these die before covering them in the spackling. You can see that some of the green from the die underneath is showing through. I'm just going to take some of this leftover household paint that I had, and I'm coating the entire piece with it. Here is the finished Isabel planter dupe. The great thing about this being made out of foam dice is that I can just poke the faux stems into it like it's floral foam. This piece is so sculptural and unique, and I think it definitely holds up to the original. Even though this planter is no longer available on Urban Outfitters' site, it was originally retailing for about $49, but my piece, including the 2 packs of dye and the Dollar Tree spackling, only cost me about $3.50, meaning that I was able to make this piece for less than $5. This last dupe doesn't come from any one particular high-end store. I've been absolutely in love with these chain link pieces I've been seeing in home decor lately. They look amazing draped on like a shelf or a stack of books, but these types of pieces usually come with a hefty price tag. And since I don't have that type of money to spend on home decor, I'm going to be recreating my own in a budget-friendly way. Credit where credit is due, I did get the idea for this project from Love Create Celebrate here on YouTube. I will be sure to link her original tutorial down in the description if you're interested. I'll be using these wooden cups from Dollar Tree to create my chain links. I started off by measuring the height of each cup and making even marks with my pencil to evenly space the links apart. Next, I took the cup and I placed it on my miter box, began scoring it with my saw little by little. The cup kept getting away from me, so I had to end up clamping it down to the miter box to hold it in place. This worked out pretty well, but this definitely is not the safest way to do this. So if you can do this safer than I have, I recommend that you do. Now my first chain link came out kind of jagged, so I'm going to attempt to salvage this one. For my second attempt, I actually applied a piece of painter's tape around the top of the cup. This would act as a guide to make sure that I cut this cup nice and straight. I repeated this process 5 times until I had 5 completed chain links. I'm now smoothing each chain link out on some sandpaper to remove any splintering from the sawing process and create a smoother finish for the final product. In order to link all of the circles together, I am cutting 2 of the chain links in half down the middle with my miter box. I then laid out my chain links like this with the half pieces in between. Now I'm taking some wood glue and applying it to the chain links that I just cut in half, before placing the other half of each chain link on top of it and securing it in place with painter's tape while it dried. Now I chose to leave the wood natural, but you could definitely stain this or paint it if you wanted to. And just like that, our chain link decor piece is complete. For comparison, pieces like this on high-end decor sites tend to average about $100, but not including materials that I already had, I was able to create this chain link decor piece for only about $2.50. It looks so good draped on these books by our front door, and I can't believe I just made it for a couple of dollars. Alright guys, what did you think of those 4 DIY projects? You'll have to let me know which was your favorite down in the comments below. I think that my favorite has to be the terrazzo clock. I love the final result and it was definitely much more affordable to make it myself. But let me know your thoughts down below. Before I go, don't forget that this video was part of the Dupe It Yourself challenge hosted by David Owen Creates. To see the other DIY dupes that all the other creators in this collab created, head down to the description down below and click the link to the playlist to follow along with the rest of the collab. Thank you so much to David for having me as part of this collab, and to all of the other creators involved. You guys are so talented and I can't wait to see what y'all made for this challenge. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up to let me know. Hit the subscribe button down below and ring the notification bell to be notified every time that I upload a brand new DIY and home video. You can also follow me on social media. I will provide those links down in the description below. But that about does it for today. My name is Kian. This has been Kian by Design, and I will see you next time. Bye!